Hello.
Hello.
Happy Thanksgiving almost.
Happy week off.
That too. Yeah, we wanted to reach out to all of our champions families, and I don't know, how do you want to start it?
We'll just share a little bit about exhibition. Sometimes we feel like we've said this and it
And we
turns
have.
out maybe we need to say it again. We do, because it's a new campus.
Yeah.
So Brad was able to go to part of exhibition yesterday, and I was attending our own children's exhibitions. And
Yeah, it was interesting to say the least. And I'm sure some or all of you maybe felt the same, like, and maybe asking some questions. And it's so fascinating because this is our third campus that we've launched. And our first two, we asked the same questions every time we started. Like, what?
what just happened?
What happened there? What did we do? Some of the questions that we are faced with whenever we're watching what they do and how they set things up is, who are exhibitions for, and what is the greatest learning that is available. Some of you may know that Michelle and I have done theater, musical and otherwise, throughout, a lot of our lives. Our children have been involved in things, and we are very capable of putting together a production and putting on a show. It's kind of, just something that's always been a part of our life. And it was really, really hard to not, I guess, step in and do that when
To
we
turn exhibitions
into a show.
a polished production.
Right. Yeah. Because, we come in rehearsals and, we would create the scripts and all of those other things. And at the end of the day, and it was terrifying. It was a terrifying lesson, I think, for us to learn. We realized that the lessons,
Just a second.
the lessons are much more powerful when learned through experience and sometimes failure and
Feedback.
Yep. Through, and I'll say good feedback. It's really difficult. At one point in the exhibition in Voyager anyway, it was like, hey, does anybody have any feedback they want to share? Well, that's not really a great way to gather feedback. And there is, I think somebody pointed out, there's an electronic version of feedback coming. And if it's not, we certainly do welcome all your feedback. And the good, the bad, and the ugly, all of it, without helping them know. Without helping them know, they can't know what to fix.
I think about it a little bit like writing a play. Like, they are literally tasked to put on some kind of a production, if you will, without a script, without a plan, without a director, and to think about all of these elements coming together in a polished way. And honestly, sometimes without even the buy-in of their other peers. So some people might be really interested and have a sense that this is going to go terrible if we don't do something, and others just want to play. And so all of those elements coming together in something seamless and enjoyable is a really high challenge.
Well, it's a challenge and a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
And we compound all of that, with the exception of our very first campus. This campus is unique in one way. We have 4 learners in the Voyager studio that had come from an existing campus, and 8 that did not. And the 4 learners were also the youngest in the studio. And so never really having had the opportunity to, they'd been able to participate in exhibitions, but never lead. And so, then older here. Anyway, so all of the stuff that happened, making sure that responsibilities are spread out or whatever.
So if you've ever been to another campus's exhibition or an exhibition at another Acton Academy, it probably was very different than this number 1 or number 2 exhibition at Champions. And so something that we learned as we reflected and also received some feedback is that the ones you're witnessing at the other campuses have been 4+ years in the making. of coaching and feedback and receiving the guidance to put it on, because when exhibition time happens, the guide's role really is to step back. So you're not seeing, there's like a culture developed of how we do exhibitions. So now they really can do it on their own. They are writing the script. They are doing the technology. They do have a timekeeper. They have greeters. But it's been over time that they have developed that. So
Sorry.
our camera turned off. So we were just...
I have no idea how she knew that was what she was going to say next.
I'm
So
professional.
the edit is going to be interesting.
It's going to be great.
I'm sure.
Whatever it is, we're not going to worry about it. So
Yeah.
the question we often ask with exhibition is, who is it for? Is it for the learners? Is it for the parents? Or is it for the owners? And we'll just let you ponder on that.
Well, we know who it's not for. It's not for us. And, you know, I mean, again, you know, you'd think, if you think of it from a business standpoint, we would be like, okay, this is what it has to look like so that the parents who are paying for you to be here are thrilled with what they see and experience. And some parents come with the eyes to be able to do that. Others have not been able to experience that yet, or put those eyes on that's what they're there to do or see, because all they've seen is either A, another campus's growth and development already done, or B, something that was put on at a traditional model where they had an incredible amount of direction. So, but the challenge for us right now, because we do have ownership here and we're supposed to make sure that what they're learning and how they're progressing is, you know, what it is that we're actually here to do and about. And so, you know, how do we shorten, because as Michelle said, it's, you know, we've seen 3 or 4 years of incredible growth to be able to get to where they're at. And then if you've been to a Magnolia one, 8 years, or they're in their 8th year at building it, and they're pretty amazing at it, actually, even from the discovery standpoint. So we are working on building tools that will help shorten that learning curve, because as we continue to grow and, you know, build future campuses or whatever, we need to figure out how to do that. And so that's where we're at. And Michelle, do you want to take it from there?
Yeah, just so you know, and so our learners know, we have curated a simple list of kind of exhibition decorum or an excellent exhibition ratings. And so even though most studios ask for feedback, we're going to give this to them as an example of what an Acton Leadership Academy exhibition could be rated on. And then they can add to it from there. But I kind of laugh that we forgot this lesson. We get there a lot faster if we give them some powerful tools, and we failed to do that for our Champions Campus, both our guides and the learners. So it can take 4 or 5 years for them to come to that, or we can give them a tool to where they get feedback on certain things that then they can really work to improve. And we expect that to really bolster their ability to put on an exhibition, still learner driven, but because they'll have better information to start from.
Well, a rubric to operate from. Like, here are the things that we're going to be looking for, that we're going to ask your parents to rate you on. That also helps you know what to look for or what to watch for, and gives you opportunity to give good quality feedback, which giving to your child, that can also be very difficult, which, especially in a public forum where you're like, hey, how'd we do? Great, you did great. You know, I mean,
or the opposite of like, I was really embarrassed by how you were acting.
Yeah.
Which I personally experienced for the learners and then for my own children. So always as a tool for learning, never as something to criticize. I'm going to just link our first draft of this so that you can look at it. And it's not too late if you want to have the discussion with your learner, or offer it as feedback to the studio, maybe a little bit more helpful feedback, so they have something to build from next session. And
they will have it going into next session as well, which will give them an opportunity to see and look for and pay attention to specific criteria that make an exhibition a positive experience for everyone involved, which is the goal.
And it's not always going to be that way.
And yes, chaos will still be there, because it's young children trying to figure out how to
act like professional, responsible adults.
Yes, who are presenting and doing that. So, all in all, the hopes is, of course, to offer an opportunity for improvement and growth. And that's the beautiful thing about exhibitions that we have watched over the years. And our young people become incredibly confident and capable at stepping up and presenting in any way. In fact, some of you may have even been the recipients of a tour that was led by one of our heroes. We've done that with Voyagers, Navigators, and Launchpadders. Hey, take this parent around the school today and show them, answer any questions that they have, with full confidence that they can do that confidently and professionally. And they do. It really is quite remarkable what they become capable of doing when given the proper tools, which we're stepping up in. Like I say, we never really kind of had to do it quite like this before, because the first time we did it, we had no idea what we were doing either. Mm-hmm. And the second time we did it with significant an amount of heroes from the other campus, so they'd already had a great deal of experience in doing it and could lead out in that. So anyway.
Well, all of that to say, good work. You are courageous, and we're grateful for your feedback and for your insight. And this is not an easy journey, and it's not seamless, but the growth is available, and that's what's so exciting. So hang in there. There's only 3 weeks till session 4, I guess, exhibition. So we'll see what they can do in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I have absolute confidence we'll see a significant improvement in the next exhibition, because they're amazing. These young people. One thing that we have been commenting on is the day-to-day work. Like, there are periods of time in the morning that they're functioning like a 4 or 5 year studio. Yeah. And then there's times when they're functioning like a first-year studio.
And exhibition is just like a snapshot of sort of, again, an unscripted play that they're supposed to assimilate their learning into to present to you. But really, that studio, the Champions, Voyager, and Discovery Studios, man, they are far, far ahead of where our studios were, both in Magnolia and Creekside. Yeah. For years.
Yeah, so we do think that a lot of the learning curve has been shortened, and we're going to continue to build tools to make that happen. Thank you, by the way, for all of you who have reached out or given us feedback on what you saw or experienced. We're always and forever grateful for that. We can always get better, and this is one opportunity that we think we can have a significant impact that will change the lives of these young heroes who are on a mission to change the world. So
thank you. Have a great holiday.
Happy Thanksgiving.